Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Got another sit down today, and I know it's not your favorite. I promise there will be a vlog after this. I'll be vlogging some exciting things later this week. But I wanted to do another sit down video today for various reasons. But first, got a little kombucha. Been having some tummy issues lately. Prioritizing extra probiotics and prebiotics. Kombucha is a really great source of probiotics, so it's a little spicy. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, I'm gonna be sipping on that and chatting with you guys. So why did I want to do a sit down video today? Well, first and foremost, make sure to like and subscribe to help support me, and now we can jump in. So this week is a very important week in my world. It is my last week of college ever, and my last week working at Starbucks forever. A lot of change is happening, and I've been talking to you guys about that a lot in my last couple of videos, and it's here. It is here, and by the time you guys are watching this video, I will be done with college and done with Starbucks, which is crazy to think. So today is Monday, June 20th. My last day at Starbucks is Thursday, June 23rd, and my last day of college is Friday, June 24th. Very exciting, very scary, very nerve-wracking, but here we are, and I wanted to sit down with you guys today and continue the series, I guess you could call it, that I started last week, the life advice from a 22-year-old. And with the continuation of that this week, I wanted to share my college journey in hopes that this will maybe inspire you or help you, or I don't know, shine a little light somewhere for you, and especially for my younger viewers, if I have any, I don't know. If you're headed off to college, or if you are soon to be a senior in high school, whatever it may be, I hope that you hear this and you take it all in with an open heart and open mind. So this is life advice from a 22-year-old, never settle, and my college story. The reason that this is about never settling is because my entire college experience, the past 4 years of my life, were all shaped around the fact that I made one decision at the very beginning: to settle. And despite everything being so good now, and all of the amazing things that I experienced and the lessons that I learned and the memories that I made, every single thing that I went through after that decision was shaped from that decision. Everything that I experienced, and everything was shaped from that decision. And I look at it in a positive way, and I see where that brought me and why I went down that path, and why this was the path that I maybe wasn't necessarily supposed to take, but it still got me to where I was supposed to be. However, I still look back at it and I regret it. And if there's one thing in this entire life that I never want to feel, it's regret. And I've been working a lot with myself to almost forgive myself for that, and to let go of that regret, and to understand that making that decision helped to shape who I am today, and maybe I wouldn't be who I am today if I would have gone a different way. But yeah, this is why we're going to talk about never settling, and we will just jump into why I say that. And so, starting at the beginning, 2018, I graduated high school. When doing the college process and applying and all of that jazz, I really wasn't sure. So I live in Wisconsin, for those of you that don't know, and I was probably going to stay in state. I did end up touring the University of Minnesota in the Twin Cities. That was my first tour. In all honesty, I probably would have applied there. If it wasn't my first tour, because it is a huge campus and it was kind of intimidating. And because of that, I decided not to even apply there. But it was a good experience. I ended up applying to two schools right away. I applied to UW Green Bay and UW Eau Claire. And it wasn't until the fall of my senior year that I decided I wanted to apply to UW-Madison. For some reason, I was very against Madison for a while, and I'm not really sure why, but my friends and I ended up going down there for a football game and then a volleyball game all in one day. So we spent the whole day in Madison, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I fell in love with the atmosphere. I fell in love with the campus, with just the community and the family and the just being a Badger, like that feeling. I fell in love with it. So I came home and I said, I'm gonna apply. I was late to the process, which meant I wouldn't get my decision or whatever until March, like end of March. But I applied, and that's where I wanted to go. I said, I'm gonna apply here. This is where I wanna go. So, acceptance letters started coming in. I got accepted to Green Bay. I got accepted to Eau Claire, and I was still waiting for Madison. However, my best friend got into Eau Claire and decided to go there. And then like 4 or 5 of my other friends also got accepted to Eau Claire and decided to go there. One of my closer friends asked me to be her roommate there. I went to the admitted students day at Eau Claire, still not knowing about Madison, and I told this friend, yes, I will be your roommate, and then I got accepted to Madison. And I didn't go, and I settled. This is where I settled. I picked Eau Claire because it was safe. I picked Eau Claire because all of my friends were going there, because I knew my roommate, because it was closer to home, because it was cheaper, because it was the safe option. And granted, I was 18 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. All I knew was, hey, my friends are going here. Yeah, I really want to go to Madison, but I'm not going to know anybody there. And that's so expensive, and it's such a big city. And what if, like, what if I don't make friends? What if I lose all my friends that are going to Eau Claire? And I settled. And I went to Eau Claire, and it was good. It was good. I had a good time with my friends freshman year, and started to figure out who I didn't want to be, a little bit of who I wanted to be. And it was second semester actually when I figured out who I did not want to be, and decided that I wanted to figure out who I wanted to be, and the only way to do that was to chase my dreams. So the second semester of my freshman year, Grace P. Fit came about, and it was just my Instagram page, but I started that because I recently discovered my passion for fitness, my passion for helping people. I changed my major from pre-med to exercise science kinesiology, and I started Grace P. Fit. And I decided that I wanted to transfer to UW-Madison in the fall. However, I was too late again. I could not transfer in the fall because I was too late in submitting my application. I decided too late, which meant I had to spend another semester in Eau Claire, and I could then transfer to Madison for that winter second semester in 2020. So it's 2019 now. I finished up my freshman year at Eau Claire. I had a great time, made some really great memories with my friends. Honestly, the dorms was one of the best times I had in college. I was always with my friends. We were always doing something, always laughing, always having fun, figuring shit out together, just like going through it together, and it was great. So came home, spent the summer at home like everybody does. Sophomore year of college, the first semester was at Eau Claire. It was a really hard time for me, honestly. I was waiting to hear back from Madison on if I got accepted, and because I was late, I wasn't going to hear until November, and I did not re-enroll at UW Eau Claire for that next spring semester. So if I didn't get into Madison, I didn't have a school to go to for the spring semester, basically. I lived in an off-campus apartment just because I could do it by semester. I had one roommate, but she was in her final semester, really busy, never really there. So I spent a lot of time alone. And although I can look back and think about how good that was for me and how I really started to find myself in that time period, I was very, very lonely. I felt very alone, and I was sad and anxious and scared because all I wanted was to go to UW-Madison, and I didn't know if I was gonna get in. So I just spent that time, keeping my head down, working on myself, working on school. My best friend had transferred to another school, so I did not have her there with me anymore. The other friends that I had gone to that school to be with were living in a house all together, and I was not living with them. One of my other great friends from college that I made freshman year was going through a super, super hard time. So we did not spend a lot of time together. We were both kind of figuring things out. So I really, really struggled that first semester, and the only thing that got me through was knowing that hopefully I would soon be in Madison and I would be starting at the school, you know, kind of starting over basically, finally going to my quote unquote dream school and just starting over. So it was a long fall semester at Eau Claire, but Thanksgiving week I got my acceptance letter. We were actually in Alaska. That was when my dad was living in Alaska for work, so we were all up there, me and my mom, my sister, and my dad. We had just gotten there, and I got my acceptance letter, and I just remember like bawling, just absolutely bawling, because I was so just overwhelmed with emotions, because I just didn't know if I was gonna get in, and I didn't have a plan for if I didn't. And I was so upset with myself for settling and for not going there right away, that I thought that was gonna come back at me and be like, oh, you didn't go the first time when you got accepted, so now you're not gonna get the opportunity to. Some like messed up mind crap, but I did. I got accepted and finished up at Eau Claire, moved home for Christmas break, and then moved to Madison in January of 2020. This is where shit hits the fan. So obviously I didn't know anybody, and that's okay. I mean, that's really out of my comfort zone for me, but I was very hopeful, and honestly, I was just happy to be there. I wasn't trying super hard or like putting so much pressure on myself to make friends. I was trying to make friends, but I was just happy to be there. I had 4 roommates. We were all like subleasing. They were great, and I became friends with them. And for the time that I was there, I truly, truly enjoyed it. I went through a few tough times, but honestly, when I was there, I just felt like everything was gonna be okay. You know, I'm alone right now, but I won't be. It's the middle of winter, but I'm still gonna go, you know, walk around and explore. I enjoyed it. School was really freaking hard, but I just felt more okay, I guess, because I finally went with what I wanted. I didn't do it for anybody else. I did it for me, and that felt good. So I was at Madison for 2.5 months physically on campus, and then the whole world basically fell apart. We got sent home for spring break, and I never went back. I got sent home March 13th. That was a Friday, so that next week was supposed to be our spring break, and we never went back. So I was home for a few weeks, actually for a while. I'm trying to think here. We were told that it would be longer than the spring break, so I packed up enough stuff. I ended up staying at home until the end of April, when everything went into lockdown and we couldn't go back. So I was taking all of my classes online, which made it 10 times harder, and living at home again, which was, honestly, it was really great to be with my family. It was weird, but we made the most of that time. I was just so angry at the world for taking that away from me. You know, I'd just gotten there, I was just making my start, and then boom, in an instant, it's taken away from me, and I'm back to square one. So I stayed at home until the end of the quarantine, and then decided that I would live at home for the summer. All my roommates were moving out, so it would have just been me. So May 1st, Ethan and I went down there and we packed up all my stuff, and that was it. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know that would be it, but I went home for the summer, and I started thinking about a lot of things. So I finished the spring semester, and I had one summer course, and I was enrolled in the fall semester at UW-Madison, and I signed a lease with 2 other girls that I met that were looking for a roommate. I went down there, I met them, I signed the lease, I saw the apartment, I did all the things. I was fully planning on that, and then they came out with us not being on campus for that fall semester, and my heart was broken. It was shattered. Yeah, it's just a school, but at that point I was kicking myself so hard for not going there in the first place, and telling myself this is what you get for not going there, for settling, for deciding to go to Eau Claire because it was easy. You could have had, so many more memories on campus if you would have just picked that first. And I was just kicking myself, and I was angry and sad and all of the things. And I almost failed that summer class. Yeah, I almost failed it. And so, I did a lot of thinking and talking with my parents and figuring things out, and I decided it would be best for me. I decided that I wasn't going to pay that tuition to sit at home and do classes online. That was the bottom line. I was not going to pay that amount of money to sit in my bedroom on my computer for an entire semester. So I unenrolled and I found a sublease and I closed that chapter. And it was really, really hard. It was really hard. But everything happens for a reason, and I decided to take the semester off, and I remembered that Starbucks does an affiliation program with Arizona State. I worked for Starbucks for 2 years in high school, so I decided to go back, and I took this semester off and I worked, and then I started at Arizona State for the spring semester of 2021. So yeah, I enrolled at Arizona State University with a major in health sciences with a fitness and nutrition coaching track. I forgot to mention, but at UW-Madison, I was a dietetics major. So I did exercise science and then dietetics, and then I wanted to do both. So I did the healthy lifestyle coaching, and yeah, I could not be more grateful for my time with ASU. Starbucks does cover that tuition, so I have not paid for any of that schooling, which is very, very rare and something that I'm super grateful for. So yeah, I've been working at Starbucks since fall of 2021, so fall of 2020, so it'll be 2 years this fall. And I've been enrolled at ASU since January 2021, so about a year and a half, doing healthy lifestyle coaching and living in this beautiful apartment. I actually ended up moving out of my parents' house in August while I was looking for a place. I moved in with Ethan for a little bit, and then I found this and moved here, and also in the fall of 2020. So I've been here for almost 2 years, which is crazy. I love this apartment with my whole heart, and now Ethan also lives here with me, which is very wholesome. But I have gone through a lot of emotions in this last week because there's really nothing to reflect on with my time at ASU, my junior and senior year, because I've been here. This bedroom is where I spent my junior and senior year of college, and it makes me a little bit sad. It really does. And I'm about to finish by myself, and I haven't been alone. That's not what I'm saying. I've had support that I will never be able to put into words how incredibly grateful I am for it and for them. But I'm gonna finish my college career in my bedroom by myself, and I still can't really wrap my head around it. It's not ordinary, it's not normal, but this is my story. Ethan and I were in Madison this past weekend on Saturday, and we walked around the campus a little bit, and all I could think about was, God, I wanted nothing more but to graduate from that school, to be a Badger, to be a UW alumni. I wanted nothing more. And it's really hard to say if that one decision dictated if I would have graduated from there or not. I don't know, because COVID changed literally everything, and there's so much unknown around that, what would have happened with or without it. But I want to say this. Never, ever, ever make the decision that is solely based off of other people around you. Always, always do what you want in your heart. And I am not saying that I was pressured by other people to choose Eau Claire. I did that on my own. I did that. That was all me. That was my decision fully. But I just can't help but think, what would this video be if I wouldn't have? Would there even be a video? Would this even be happening right now? I don't know. And you can't think like that. You really can't. And I'm just doing it for the sake of this video. But I started my YouTube channel in June of 2020. So 2 years. Oh, I just realized that. Happy 2-year birthday to you guys. And I became a personal trainer that summer. I started my business that summer. A year ago, this June, I became a Legionnaire with First Form, and I expanded my business to that. So there are so many incredible things that I've done in the past 4 years that I am more than grateful for. But every little bump in the road, I guess not bump in the road, it's just a little feeling of regret. And if I can help you steer away from that, I will. Because I live my life each and every day to never look back and regret anything. To never look back and regret not taking the chance or the opportunity because it scared me. That's what I did when I chose Eau Claire. I was scared. I was scared of that change. I was scared of going to Madison, even though it's what I wanted. I was scared, and I let that fear make my decision for me, and I will never ever do that again. Ever. So many great things came from the past 4 years, and I am not complaining. I'm not complaining. So many amazing things. But that was a lesson that I learned that I hold with me every single day, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Never settle. Never settle for anything, big or small. If you want something, don't you dare settle for less. You are worth more than that. You are worth more than what you think you need to settle for because it's there in the moment. Everything that you want in this life should be worth waiting for. It should be worth taking the chance. It should be worth maybe being a little bit scared. So what if you're a little bit scared? It's okay. It's okay to be scared. Change is scary, but change is where we grow. If we're not changing, if we're not a little bit scared of the path that we're taking, then we're too comfortable. And I was too comfortable. I was too damn comfortable with the friends that I had made in high school that I could not face that change. And now here we are, finishing college, 4 whole years, 3 schools, 4 majors, 4 cities, sitting here in my bedroom. I'm gonna finish it from my computer, by myself in this room. And you know what? That's okay. Because I earned this. I worked my ass off to get to this point. I should be probably in school for another year because of all the twists and turns and wrong roads I took, but I worked my ass off to get here because I said if there's one thing I'm doing, I am graduating in 2022, the year that I'm supposed to graduate in. So I made that happen for me. But I wanted to share that story with you guys because it's my story. And it shaped how I live each and every day because I settled. And it was, it wasn't this extreme thing, this extreme bad decision. It was a decision that I made because I was afraid. And like I said, so many great things came from that. But I also had to dig myself out to figure other things out. And I missed out on some opportunities because of it. And that'll happen, and all we can do is learn from it. But I never, ever, ever want you to feel regret. I never want you to look back on a time in your life and regret not taking that opportunity, because the least we can do is try. If you take it and you try and you fail, at least you tried, and now you can start over. But you'll never know if you don't take it. And if it's something that you want, then you have to take it. Then that's even more reason to take it and to try, because You are worth everything that you want in this life. You deserve to have it. I need you to believe that. You deserve to have everything in your life, and you can have it. So please never settle for less. Never settle for less. It can be so tempting in the moment. It can be dangling in your face, and you can come up with all these ideas and scenarios, but if it is not exactly what you pictured yourself having or doing or being, don't settle for it, okay? Just don't settle for it. So you're watching this, and I'm finishing up my final day as a college student, and maybe you're reflecting with me, but all I want to say to you guys is, if you take one thing from today with you for all your other days, don't ever settle.